Welcome to a quick review of the Echelon pick set by Covert Instruments. It comes in one of these nice little baggies they do, which to be quite frank I think are a shame to throw out, but what use do I have for them? Well, I'll probably find something. So first off, we have the trifold version of their lovely magnetic case. This, I believe, is longer than some of the other cases. Some of the tools will fit in this, but not in the other ones. I could be wrong on that. Hold on. Yeah, it's... Hold on. It's about the same. I could be wrong on that. Your little tactical patch. This is in tan, obviously. You have a little slot in here. And bum bum bum. Now, that is meant to be for what comes with this, which is more of a pen testing thing, is an RFID card. It's a relatively decent quality one. I know it's probably from China and stuff, but it is better than a lot of the ones you get from China. I do have a card copier. I'm assuming this is in for people that use various other tools like the Flipper Zero. I'm not going to keep it in there. It's not something I'm going to use with this set. What I would use with this set is where is it? This was a free gift that came with it because I put in a really decent order. It's one of their bypass cards, relatively thick, so you're not going to be too worried about damaging it. It's not going to flex or bend, so that is just going to slot right up there. The card, by the way, also will not fit in there in the protective case, which is a bit annoying. But however, so it's the trifold. So I'll show you something in a minute, but we get the tools out first. A little bit of controversy on how it closes up, whether or not it's a good idea or a bad idea. The tools come nice and protected in this little tube for shipping. I love these little tubes, they're great. Never throw them out, always use them for stuff. So, straight out the bat, everything is sealed in plastic. The ergo turners, and we also have a tubular lockpick tensioner. We don't pick a lot of tubular locks, but they are handy to have. You'll find them on a lot of vending machines and various other bits. Some cheap safes, although that's probably a bit too shallow to get into a lot of them. For tensioning tubular locks in cheap safes, you usually have to modify stuff, or there's one or two things on the market that'll get around them. Let's go for tensioners first. I was about to say that was easy enough to get off, but apparently not. Oh, I've made a dog's dinner this now. There we go. Right, so we have 4 of these lovely tensioners. Oops, sorry, that was off camera. As you can see, they have a little grip on the top, and they have a little grip on the bottom. A lot of lock sports don't like that because it wears down the lock, but sure, keeps it in. I have seen some locksmiths carry this set around. Now, here's a bit of the controversial bit. These are ergo turners. Hold on a sec. The problem with the ergo turners is they don't fit in the case properly, but there is a way around that, and I think it's definitely worth the compromise to have them. Oh, hold on. There we go. Slide that down and off. grand. So these are good for a number of reasons. One, if you're picking along for a long time, focus. If you're picking for a long time, it's more comfortable to be able to have your finger like that. Or should I say like that, because that's going to be into the lock. Or like so, depending which hand you use. You have 3 decent variations of size. Are they not marked with... Oh, there they are. That's a... I don't know if you can pick up the markings on the camera. 32 thousandths, 40 thousandths, and 50 thousandths, which is quite thick, and it's going to go in probably the bigger the locks. These ones, we obviously have 4 of them. We have 50 thousandths, 25 thousandths, 40 thousandths, and 32 thousandths. That's pretty much a good spread. You're going to need our tensioners as well if you want to get in every lock, but it's a nice spread. It'll get you in most of the stuff. So what do we have here? One of the other controversial parts, this is a dimple rake. This is not going to get you into high security dimple locks. It will get you into a lot of the cheap Chinese stuff, which in fairness is probably more what you're going to come across. Particularly in North America, we have one of Christina Palmer's, I believe. These are in 20 thousandths, as opposed to the Genesis set, which is in 25 thousandths, which makes this ideal to slot the Genesis set in with. We have a probe, which is grand for doing the tubular locks, and 1 or 2 other bits. This is relatively thick. We don't have a thickness marked on it, but it is solid, and you are not going to destroy that anytime soon. We have a nice sort of long reach hook. Focus, there we go. What else do we have? We have a double peak, always handy. No markings on this one say what size it is, but I'm assuming it's 20 thousandths. Feels like 20 thousandths. The handles on these are pretty solid. Focus. There we go. We have a short hook, again 20 thousandths. Just enough flex in them to make them usable without being too weak. The handles are about the same size as Sailcord, multi-pick. Solid. You can't really complain about it. They're comfortable. I prefer a longer pick, but most of them don't come in longer sizes, so very usable, very workable. We then have a medium hook. Again, everything here is 20 thousandths. And we have another rake. The rakes and the 2 hooks are identical, I believe, to the Genesis set. Just 5 thousandths of thinner. So yeah, it is ideal to slot those in. Now, the problem with the Arbiter are with the ergo turners, as you might have guessed. They don't exactly sit flat. So what lockpicking lawyer suggests is you slot them in here, if I can get them in, and when you fold it over so this sits between 2 of the picks. It does make it relatively beefy. Sorry, that's magnetic, so things stick to it. But overall, for a pick case, it's not going to come out too thick. $50 at the minute on their website, minus the VAT and taxes and shipping and whatnot. Is it worth it? Yes, it's a better value than the Genesis set, I would say, definitely. Would I suggest you buy the Genesis set anyway and whack it in? Yeah, but you can also buy their picks separately. So you could just buy the picks without paying for the case. But you're probably going to get better value paying for the case. And one of the great features of this as well, if you are using this out in the wild, you're working as a locksmith, they will actually stick because the magnetic part to metal. So you can stick them up on whatever piece of metal is around the lock you're using. All in all, I think everything in here I'll probably use. I don't think there's anything here which is non-usable. This dimple rake, oh, I will be 50-50 over. But there are a few Chinese locks I've come across where, yeah, I'd say this would have gotten me in without taking out the proper dimple picks. So all in all, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We'll call this 7 picks, and a probe, which is still a pick, so we'll call it 8 picks. The tubular tensioner, which is a lovely addition to it. You have 4 of the flat turners, 3 of the ergo turners. You don't have the bypass card, you have the RFID card, but it's definitely worth getting a bypass card to sit in it. It's a well-rounded kit. It's not going to get you into everything, but it will do a lot of stuff that you're going to try and get into. So yeah, definitely worth a shot. As I said before, I would wait till Covert Instruments are having their sale on, jump on it really quickly, have the few bits in mind that you want, and bang, just go pull the trigger, because you are going to get hit with shipping costs. Shipping costs aren't overly expensive with Covert Instruments, but you are shipping from the States. So if you're shipping into Europe, it will cost a fair whack, so it's better off getting a few bits at once. Keep in mind as well, you're also going to get hit with your import duty and tax as well. But all in all, it's good value for money, I'd say. And it's a very usable kit, especially when you stick the bypass card in there. Click like and subscribe.